Hey guys, I want to talk about YouTube's Adamageddon, and specifically how I think that Adamageddon is going to affect the YouTube fitness community. For those of you who don't know what it is, real quick, every time you see Grant Cardone or Ty Lopez or the Disney Corporation, putting out a video advertisement, they're paying for that. They're paying YouTube. YouTube is taking some of the money they're getting paid for the advertisement to be shown, and they're giving it to the person who uploaded the video. Now, you can imagine that people who have hundreds of thousands, millions of subscribers, like Rich Piana, Kali Muscle, the Hodge twins, Elliot Holes, were making serious money by getting a cut of the ad revenue from YouTube. Okay? Were. Now, what happened is, there's a guy, I think his name's PewDiePie. He's like more subscribers than anybody else, more views than anybody else, like one of the most successful, biggest channels on all of YouTube. We're talking millions of subscribers. Decided to be a hero and make a video with like Nazi overtones. He was like talking about some kind of Nazi shit or showing some kind of Nazi shit. And I think, as a matter of fact, it was like, Disney who was advertising on that video. So they're like, what the hell are we associating our name with? What the hell are we associating our brand with? Nazis? Like, why would Disney pay money to be associated with videos that talk about Nazis? So they said, listen, until you guys get your shit straight and we know where our videos are being shown, we're not going to be paying any more money for YouTube advertisements. So Disney Corporation pulled out, a whole bunch of other major corporations that were spending major corporation money for their advertising pulled out. And what happened at the end is, PewDiePie, for instance, who went from, making more money than a doctor just from his ad revenue, went down to making nothing. Okay? I know Rich Piana said months ago in a video that every video he makes, or every video he ever made that talk about steroids in the title, are demonetized. He's not getting any money for the ad revenue from that video if he talks about steroids in the title. The Hodge twins put out something just a few days ago saying they have Hodge Twins TV, which is a private YouTube channel. You could only watch their videos if you pay like $3 a month. Reason being, they're not even making 1/10 of the money they used to make from ad revenue, first of all. Second, most of their videos aren't being shown with ads anyway, because any video that talks about, any video that has the title or the tag of like Ask Hodge Twins or Hodge Twins is demonetized. So none of their videos are making any money for them anymore. That was their main source of income, because they talk about mushroom tips and sugar walls, and they talk about, they use the F word or whatever, so it's considered unsavory. They don't know, and they don't know who wants to, associate their advertisements with that kind of thing. So anything that's kind of sketchy, YouTube's pulling the monetization on. So what does this mean? Well, I'll tell you what this means. I think this means that the YouTube fitness community is going to improve a whole lot. I think this is the best thing that could possibly happen to the YouTube fitness community. The reason being, there were a whole lot of people putting out some really shady information. I mean, I'm not saying shady information. I mean, some of it was just wrong information. Some of it was just, not information. They're not informing people, teaching people, motivating people, even really educating people. And because so many people were uploading these bad videos that weren't helping anyone, what happened is it was hard to find the good videos. There was so much noise, so to speak. So many videos out there, most of them were bad. It's harder to find the good ones. So I'm going to give you an example. One of the first guys to complain about ad apocalypse and to start begging his subscribers to give him money and, donate money to me. I can't continue making videos, making so little money from YouTube AdSense. Was Vegan Gains. Okay, when Vegan Gains first came out, I'm like, this is a vegetarian bodybuilder. This guy's pretty cool. I'm gonna watch his videos because although I eat more meat than anything else, I'm interested in how you do this. I mean, how does a person eat mostly vegetables and become a bodybuilder and build muscle? I'm interested in seeing this. But there was no information, there was no education, there was no motivation. it was just a little baby boy talking shit about everybody. He built up his YouTube following very quickly by using what's called clickbait. He would take some name that's searched a lot by fitness people like Elliot Holes and write Elliot Holes worst in the fitness industry. And he would just talk shit about Elliot Holes for the whole video. No information, no motivation, nothing. He would even guys like Greg Plight, who are like gods. They're like very motivational. They're lived. I mean, they live to help other people. And he would go ahead and talk shit about him. The Hodge twins decided to go vegetarian, not strict vegan, but like quasi-vegetarian. Instead of being like, hey, great that they're doing this, or even, hey, they should be vegans, but they're not. But they're at least taking a step in the right direction. I respect them. I salute these guys. As Louis Barker would say. He didn't say that. He just talked shit about them because they're vegetarians but not vegans. So, like I said, he's negative as fuck. And now that he can't make money from AdSense, basically he's just going to die out. Because he's asking his subscribers for money. But the fact is, if his subscribers are a bunch of little baby boys who hate life and hate everybody else and hate people who are in shape and don't want to learn anything and don't want to be motivated, they just want to hear somebody talk shit about everybody else, well, guess what? They're going to hate him just as much as they hate, everything else. So what I think is this is a really good thing. All the bad YouTube channels dealing with fitness that are basically, just sensational or controversial or hater channels, troll channels like Vegan Gains, like this little guy, he's like 20s, but he looks like he's a 14-year-old boy, and all he does is talk shit about how everybody's on steroids, Christian Gutzman's ex, Nikki Blackletter or whatever. Nikki Blackletter, natty or not, I think she's on steroids. Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if Christian Gutzman's ex is on steroids? Seriously, what the fuck? What are we going to learn? Are you going to get in better shape? Are you going to save lives? Are you going to help people get in shape by talking shit about people? How everybody who's in better shape than you is on steroids. Everybody in worse shape than you is on steroids. Like, seriously? So I think all those channels are going to go away. And there are only going to be really two kinds of channels on YouTube now. YouTube Fitness. It's going to be the people who, as a hobby, as a passion, as a charity, basically, will put out free information just for the sake of putting out information and helping other people because they enjoy it. That's what they like to do. Okay? Basically like donating their time. Now, I think the other kinds of people that are going to put out information, okay, in YouTube videos are the ones that have something worthwhile. They have something worth saying. What they say, what they give to the people is actually worthwhile. And because of that, people are willing to pay them for it, okay? Not necessarily just for putting up the videos like the Hodge twins are trying to do now and get $3 a month from however many people, and and they'll use that to pay their bills. What I'm talking about is like Rich Piana. Rich Piana, he's closing in on 1 million subscribers. He gets lots of views on every video. He must have been banking on ad revenue. But the fact of the matter is that's gone. Who cares? He has a clothing line. He has a supplement line. He has a food service. Well, they'll pre-package and pre-cook meals for you and send them to you in the mail. So he's doing fine. Okay? Chris Jones. Chris Jones is like my business model. I think Chris Jones is just kind of awesome. Okay? You're going to wear t-shirts anyway. You're going to buy protein powder anyway. Okay, you're going to buy wrist straps anyway or a weightlifting belt anyway. Why not buy it from Chris Jones if you like him? So Chris Jones, who's making so much money, when he had his old Physiques of Greatness channel, he was talking about how he would pay his ex-business partner, when they had like a falling out, a 6-figure paycheck as his cut of the Physiques of Greatness ad revenue. So that means the channel was making at least $200,000 a year if he could pay 6 figures to his business partner for his half. Okay? I mean, think about it, and now he's got another channel, but the fact of the matter is he's making so much money from his t-shirts, from, his clothing line, his lifting equipment, his, everything that he sells, his supplements he sells on tigerfitness.com, his downloadable program, stuff like that. He's making so much money that he probably wouldn't even notice, if he never gets a check from YouTube again. As a matter of fact, when YouTube first came out, I was not, I didn't really work with YouTube as much as I should have. But when YouTube first came out, I was doing article marketing. It's like before blogging was popular. You would write an article, upload it to an article site, that had all these articles, and then you'd have people send you, then people go onto your email list, send them emails, and that's how I marketed my self-defense programs. Well, guess what? When YouTube first came out, my first thought was, how much do you have to pay? There's a site where you can upload videos and people will look for them and you can link them to your website. How much do I have to pay for this? How much do I have to pay people to host my videos? Because that's how it was before YouTube. And then people were like, you don't have to pay anything. I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing that ever came out. And then after that, they started paying people to upload videos. I was like, what the hell? This is insane. I remember I was at Elliot Holz's non-job seminar where he talks about internet marketing, and he's like, other people pay to advertise. He gets paid to advertise. I mean, if you buy Google AdWords or if you buy Facebook ads or something like this, you pay them to send people to your website. With him, he puts up a video. Google pays him for the advertisement shown on his video, and then he has links below so you could buy his shit. It's insane. Now, like I said, it's kind of over with, but the fact of the matter is people who actually have something worth saying, people who actually put out good information, people who actually put out good motivation are going to survive, okay? And, so what's going on with me? What's the future that I see for my channel? And I'll tell you, what I basically see coming out for my channel right now is I'm trying to get much stronger and therefore much bigger for like the next 10 months at least, okay? I'm doing a transformation, kind of like my last anaerobics transformation, where I lost a whole lot of fat in a short amount of time. And afterwards, I didn't start the anaerobics channel until after I got really ripped. And I was like, man, I should have documented everything over like the 4 months when I was getting ripped, show how I was fat and a little bit less fat every day until I got ripped and ripped every day. Well, that's what I'm going to do over the next 10 to 12 months. I'm going to put out as much free information, as much motivational information as I possibly can over the next 10 months, show you my progress, do progress reports, show you my meals, show you my workouts, show you everything I'm doing, and I'm going to see what happens. And like I said, at the end of the 10 or 12 months, if, I have a serious following on YouTube, if I have a bunch of people that are really interested in what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, well, guess what? There are, things that I have custom made for me, whether it's supplements or whatever that I'm having custom made for me that I could easily mass produce and be like, hey, guess what? You can't find this supplement that's made for this kind of a diet. Well, guess what? This is something I've been using for a while. This is something I've been making for a while. I could like mass produce it instead of having it made in small quantities just for me. And then I could go ahead and offer it. Like if somebody's interested, they can buy this. If not, watch all my free information. Why not? It's free. So that's, like I said, what my opinion is on Adamageddon, how it's going to affect the fitness community. And like I said, that's what you should probably expect from me. So definitely any questions that you have about my Big and Ripped in 10 Month series that I'm going to start this week. If you have any questions about my How to Lose a Lot of Weight series that I've already started, I'm going to continue. Just go ahead and ask me. And like I said, I would appreciate it if you guys keep sending me comments, asking me questions, so that I would have more topics to do. Because like I said, I'm just driving in between business appointments right now. There's no reason why I can't go ahead and set up my camera on the dashboard and make a video for you guys. So see you guys in the next video. Send me your questions and whatever. Support the Hodge twins.